Facebook?
Oh no, so it's the link right there.
Yeah, I just posted a link on my YouTube. My first time broadcasting on YouTube. So if you're there watching, I know 0 viewers, but we're gonna get that up on YouTube in a little time. So again, I'm late, man. I'm in marriage. Don't worry about it. Basically, what you're gonna do is go into your Credit Karma account. Peace. Go into your Credit Karma account, and the first thing you're gonna do is log in and go to where it says Overview. And from Overview, you're gonna scroll down, and you're gonna go to right now. You really not gonna scroll down. It should have the little circles that have your credit score. Right underneath the circles, you should see something that says See Credit Factors. If you don't see anything that says that, nor any circles, you may have what's called a thin profile. What do you think about that 609 loophole thing? I don't know. Send me a link to it. Send me a link to it. I Google everything. So send me a link to it so I can see what you're talking about. And someone asked about Maryland. So again, if you're, all you have to do, I don't know if I can see it on the computer. I don't know how to do that. You're gonna type in your state. And you'll type in Maryland debt collection laws first. And the reason why you want to do this, because you want to make sure, so this is, see, Maryland doesn't have their own debt collection laws. It uses the federal law. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing, Rob, making the credit people verify the collections they don't have. And the verification, like you just brought up, verification means that if you don't tell them what to verify, they're only going to verify your name, your address, and the amount that's stated on there, on the original date of the last time they communicated with you. So this is why you don't pick up the phone when people are calling you from the credit repair place. Don't answer the phone. And then when you answer the phone, you're answering to pay them. And when you pay them, you're going to say, I want this removed from my credit report, and you have to get that in writing. If you're not calling to pay them, don't answer the phone. It's that simple. Peace, y'all. If y'all watching, please share. Going forward, and just so y'all can see, and y'all should keep this in a copy, this is who runs the credit reporting agencies. This is the laws that they're under, the federal law. They're a federally sanctioned agency. So that's why they're under the federal laws. Get used to looking at this. All right, see, this is the federal one. And the federal one, and I don't know how y'all can see this online. Yep, that's not working. All right, so I'm gonna work on that for my YouTube viewers. Definitely gonna work on that. Basically, if you want, you can go to, where is it? This is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You can Google Fair Debt Collections Act .pdf, and it'll come right up. So all the YouTube viewers is Google Fair Debt Collection Practices Act .pdf in your Google search engine, and you'll see the federal laws that the credit reporting agencies have to use. Why is it good to know that? Because those are the laws that they have to use, and the Federal Trade Commission is who they report to. Now, going back to the original point, your state laws run the debt that you actually took on at the time of the debt. So what does that mean? If your state has a statute that's shorter than the statute of the federal law, your state's laws override that. And so knowing this site is, I think, thebalance.com/state-state dash list of statute of limitations dash on dash debt 960-881. Delia, what's good, sis? Whoa, 15 years of written contracts in Kentucky. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see if that's actually correct. That's scary. That's scary. So these are the two things you want to do. And now going from there, you want to go directly to, damn, 15 years. Y'all see it for Kentucky people. That's scary. So if you get sued in that state of Kentucky, in the state of Kentucky, that you're liable for that debt for 15 years. In other states, it's shorter. And so if you're in Kentucky, you're definitely going to be using the federal law. Why would you use your state law when the federal law states that your debt is only for 7 years? So in that scenario, you would jump to the federal law as your defense because your state law isn't good enough for you, nor is it going to be suffice to get the debt removed from your credit report. Going back to New York, again, New York has a 6-year, 4-year. So if the debt is from another state, credit is from another state, you use number 8. And this is for most states. So it doesn't matter what state you're in. You want them to have the contract. They have to have the contract on file with your ink on it. Unless your state says they don't have to have the contract on file. If they say you don't have to have the contract on file, then you need to try to find a different way. And pretty much federally, you would use a federal code at that time because federally they have to have your contract on file. So you would state that you have no business relationship. And this is in the event that they sold your debt. I have no business relationship with the plaintiff. With the plaintiff is the person that's alleging that you have debt with them. And typically that's the person who sold the debt. Now going forward, for student loans are tricky. And the reason why student loans are tricky, and let me explain this to you, there's government issued student loans, there's government bought student loans, there's student loans that banks just, provide to students, and then there are loans that are geared to students. You need to know the difference. So that's why reading your credit report is very important. So going through the lines in your credit report, and every line in your credit report is called a trade line. So get over the hype. A trade line is just anything in your credit report. And so going forward, appreciate the shares, y'all. Going forward, the school or the bank that issued you the trade line, meaning the line of credit or the loan for your student loan, for your schooling, you want to check out what it actually says on there. If it says the government, that can be up to 15 years, 10 to 15 years. If it says the name of the company, then your state law can apply. And if your state law, sometimes they have provisions specifically for student loans in each state. So you want to look up your state and student loan debt collection laws or student loan laws on debt. Now, if it's from the government, it's kind of tricky on how to do that. And I would suggest getting it deferred or trying to get the debt all the way exonerated, removed if you can. But if not, I would put that to the side and just try to work out a payment plan with them as fast as possible. It's a loan, and as long as you're paying on your loan, it looks better than nothing. It's just a trade line. At the end of the day, you have to be scared of it. Now, if you have debt that is over, let's say, 3 years old, and it's not sold, it's not moving, and they didn't sue you, don't worry about it. If your student loan is taking your taxes for the last 2 years, you need to go to your you need to go to your county clerk, and if you're not, you can go to your court system. Each state should have a court system, and you look up, and what's it for New York? New York is e-court, so you go to e-courts, and you look up unified court system. So I'm show you for New York. And let's see, e-courts, events. And you see here, you go to local. And so if your state doesn't have an e-courts or something similar, what you're gonna do is just wait till tomorrow or the next day. You call them around after like 10 o'clock, you wanna get them set up. And you call them and ask for any lawsuit information regarding your name. You may have to go down there, and more than likely you have to go down there. Let me see, so for New York, it's something like this. I'm gonna do a party search. Let's see. I ain't gonna check mine's live. Hold on, let me check mine first. Oh, no cases found. Nice. Hold up. Make sure I put. I hate to have to log off, but keep it a good working. Peace to you, sis. And then of course you have to put defendant. Oh, yeah, I've been sued a couple times. And let's see. Yeah, I'm not balling if they get sued. So let's see. And I actually got all of these removed from my credit report. 2008. So technically, they can kiss my ass. 2012. Whatever. What year is this? 17 now. They can kiss my ass too. And this is what I call sitting on the water. Just sit on the water. You know, if they're garnishing you and you can see where they're garnishing you at, you can go down to your courthouse. Like if I wanted to, I can go down there and see, real quick. You can go down there and see. They show you what it looks like. You can just go down to the courthouse and look up and open up, do a motion, open up your case, and you tell them you want to stop your garnishing, you want to make a payment plan, and they have to do it. Typically, they have to do it. Hopefully, you don't have a hassle judge. So that's for if you're getting garnishing. So if you're getting any type of garnishing, you need to go to your civil court, the courthouse, either Supreme, the civil court, whatever it's called, and get to your county clerk and look up any lawsuits you have pending. Now, if you do not see it listed on your state, this is why you have to be able to read your credit report. You have to look at the state that they sued you in. So if they took out a debt in your state, but they sued you in another state, that's illegal. That's a lawsuit. So that's why you have to read your credit report. Stop letting other people create your credit report for you and start learning how to read it yourself. Quick note too, I don't know if you're watching, someone asked me about utilization imbalance. Oh, so high balance, just so I think you're watching. High balance means the most that you've ever owed, and current balance is the amount that you currently owe. Going back, so that was if you're getting sued, and then you have, this also relates to going back to the original thing on suits and garnishing. If you're getting garnished, they have to sue you. So they sued you in your state. You got Robert Denny, and they took my taxes for the last 2 years. So you have to go to your state and find out when they sued you and get that opened up so you can get a payment plan set up. Going forward, let's see, we have did student loans, child support. Man, listen, child support, I ain't gonna be able to talk about child support. Certain type of debt is difficult to deal with, and that's just what it is. So the best thing to do is get payment plans set up and get the payment plans in writing. As long as you have them in writing, you can forward those to the credit reporting agencies. And if they don't update the information, you can put a Federal Trade Commission complaint against them for not doing it. And then if they don't respond, they won't be able to update your credit report. What if they sued you and you didn't know they served you at an old address? Then that lawsuit is null and void. But you want to check first if it's even worth responding, because if you respond, they may say, well, all right, cool, here's your new paperwork. I'm suing you now. Forget the old lawsuit. I sued you now. Let's do it. So what you want to do is go to your state. What state are you in? I don't know how to say it. Like here, can you go to your state and look up, or what state are you in? Just tell me now. You good? Yeah, tell me what state you're in. Wow, wasn't NC, now in the VA. Well, what state did they sue you in? That's why you have to be able to read your credit report. Because reading your credit report, you know all of this information and you know how to defend yourself. If you don't know how to defend yourself, you can't defend yourself if you don't know what's going on. And so if you just send your credit report to someone else to read it for you, you're just going to be lost in the dark. So going forward, shout out to everybody that shared. Really appreciate that. Trying to spread the information as much as possible. Going forward, it was a credit card company. All right, cool. So where did they sue you at? So are you on your credit report now? You're in your credit report and they sued you. You want to know where they sued you at. Because if they don't tell you where they sued you at, and I don't think they show you on your Equifax, but they'll show you in your TransUnion. Yeah, I don't have it in mind. Let me see where it's at. I also want to show y'all the direct links to, and you don't want to dispute. Not if you see stuff on your report that's past the statute of limitations or it's sold, you want to go directly to the credit reporting agency themselves. You don't want to go through Credit Karma. I think Credit Karma gives you the links to get to directly to the agencies. But again, you want to make sure that you dispute directly with the agency. What's your take on bankruptcy? Don't do bankruptcy unless you have cash. If you're just doing bankruptcy for small debt, that makes no sense. Look at this. What type of debt do you have? If you don't have $100,000, $200,000 in cash that you cleared out, why are you going to bankruptcy? Just go underwater for a little while, 3-4 years. It won't hurt. And it depends on the type of debt that you're trying to get out of. It depends if you have do you have a mortgage? Do you own your cars? You want to go into bankruptcy when you own stuff. You want to go into bankruptcy when you're financing or having stuff on loans. And do as much research on the attorney that you have doing your bankruptcy, because they may not be on your side. And typically, nobody's on your side except for the information you get. I tried any of I got my TransUnion, but my Equifax didn't work. But what you can do, you can go straight to their website themselves. It's a little difficult to find. It's a little difficult to find. Forgive me. It's a little difficult to find, but what you can do is hit that Google button and hit Equifax online dispute. So again, you'll go to Equifax online dispute, and you'll see, I believe, let me just Google that. Let me sound I have it in my messages that I send people. Shout out to Raven Woman for sharing. Kevin, what's good, brother? Follow me on other pages. If you could, make a donation. If you can't, at least share the GoFundMe page. Let's see, going forward. 38 likes, 30 shares. That's what's up, man. 15, 14. YouTube, shout out my first broadcast. Yo, excuse the picture in the background. I know that kind of looks lame just on the angle. It was not on purpose, y'all. Not on purpose. But going forward, so again, just to recap, you're gonna go into your Credit Karma because it's free. You don't sign up, and it gives you a view of what's going on in your accounts, and you can kind of gauge what's possibly going on in your third account. When you go in there, you're gonna look for overview. And so I'd rather you sign in on a computer because you want to have all of your Google links and everything easily on the front of you, and you want to be able to copy and paste. Please beloved. And as you're copying and pasting and reading from different spaces, you want to be able to see exactly what's going on. It's easier with a computer. Going forward, you want to go to derogatory marks. Hopefully you do not have derogatory marks. If you don't have derogatory marks and you have nothing but accounts, you want to go through your accounts and look at what it says in accounts, because some of the accounts may not be listed in derogatory status because they're still in collections or because they're still open. So in that case, you also want to look at the statute of limitations on it, because I've seen people who had accounts that were still in open status and they weren't fixed, especially car dealerships. If you have a car loan, check what it says on your credit report first before you verify it. Because I made that mistake and it wasn't listed bad. It didn't even say that I returned the car. It just said open and closed. It didn't say how it was closed, it didn't say why it was closed, it didn't say whenever it was. That was it. I did a freaking verification through one of these legal companies, and they updated everything and it stayed like that. And they never sold it. So you want to pay attention to what they did with the debt. So if they have it for 4 or 5 years, they never sold it, and it's just sitting there and it's not in derogatory status, leave it alone. Don't even worry about it. Go to the next one. Don't verify that debt. Don't even remind them that you exist. Just leave it alone. All right? Now, if they sold it, if they didn't sell it, and you know it's a big company and they have a lot of accounts, don't worry about that. What you want to do is hit them with the straight hardball. I want my copy of my original contract. Straight like that. Even if that's an account that's old and it's on your account. Because again, sometimes they don't list the accounts in straight derogatory status. So you want to make sure and you look at it. First, you go to your derogatory accounts and you see if there's anything in there. Then from there, you want to go to where it has accounts. And you want to start with the oldest accounts, and you want to see if any of those accounts are bad. And if they're not bad, meaning that they're in good standings, and good standing means that they're open or closed. And if they're closed and it's just there for 3-4 years, and you kind of know that, and you can tell if they didn't sell it and it's just sitting there, leave them alone. Don't worry about that first. Let that be on stage 2 and 3. Focus on the weak points on your credit report. A lot of times these credit repair agencies, what they do is they go straight to verifying the debt, and they don't even really verify the debt. There's a brother, I forgot his name. Who was it on, damn. He just told me today, where is he? I don't want to show his stuff, but I can just show you exactly where. But I'm gonna find it. You have a video, blah 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 blah. Excuse me, I'm trying to find these links to what I need. Shout out to Enoch too, Low Thompson. He's been hooking us up. Please. Sign up for page. Blah blah blah. I got you. Here we go. Links. Boom. So let me open these up for you. FTC. That's just one of them. I'm getting the links up so that way y'all don't have to do a crazy search for ways to dispute your issues in your credit report. There we go. Shout out to Tijuana Cooper. Yes. Thank you for watching on YouTube. I know it's only 10 watches, but we're building that up. So I got Equifax pulled up for you. We pull up TransUnion. Get that pulled up so you know exactly where to go. You're not looking around because it is kind of confusing. So boom, here we go. So for YouTube watches, Experian /disputes /main.html. Again, that's Experian /disputes /main.html. Yeah, you already know Sharad, please beloved. You could share it before you leave. Again, shout out to everybody supporting. So you know I'm sitting inside of school right now. Studio downstairs drinking. I see what I'm at. Like yeah, see, I can see where I'm at. So I think I'm just sitting here. And I said when I was in the OSHA class, they was literally saying that over there. So again, this is Experian. I gave you a link to Experian. Go on to there. Boom. Then TransUnion. TransUnion for my YouTube heads and everybody watching in the future is http ./dispute.transunion.com /DP/dispute/landing page.jsp. Again, dispute.transunion.com/DP/dispute/landing page.jsp. And you want to go directly to them yourself. And then Equifax is ai.equifax.com/credit investigation/home.action. Again, that's ai.equifax.com/ my bad, y'all. /credit investigation/home.action. They don't make it that simple to get to. Aline, what's good, beloved? Hope everything's going well with you. So going back, so these are the 3 sites yourself. So this is what they should look like when you sign up. I'm gonna post the links in the YouTube for the future. You have it. And if you could go to the Xyayx Institute's Project Flip, that's a financial literacy improvement program. And that's why I'm doing this. I want to flip the face of the Black community through education and empower us through education. And this is not even the beginning of the credit information. This is just basic stuff. When I say basic, this is basic. So those are the sites. And for Equifax, when it says get started, you don't need the 10-digit number. So when you click on Equifax, they ask you for a 10-digit number. You don't need it. All right. TransUnion, sign up. I will post the links on Facebook, and you can go on to Project Flip, the Xyayx Institute's Project Flip, and the link should be in there also. Do sign up. When you're signing up for these type of sites, use your real email, not your, rapper email. Make a personal email just for business, and you do not give it out to anyone unless it's for business. And when I mean business, your credit report, your banks, and things of that nature. You don't give it out. In order to use that one, you sign in and out of it on your phone. You don't leave it signed in on your phone. And that's why you have a code on your phone, so that way people don't jump into that. And you don't mix that up with your Facebook accounts and everything else. And you don't attach that email to any of your Facebook accounts or anything online. Nor do you log in on that account while you're surfing the net. Okay? Just so you know. Going forward. Denmark. I'm trying to respond to those people. I got flooded with the amount of people that hit me up via everywhere. And I just, love it. Digital help, baby. I think that's the right person's name. Oh, it's not. Well, somebody else will get tagged to it. Going forward, so you see these three here. Then going back to Peace, beloved. This is the Federal Trade Commission. So we don't need to. You use this unfair business practice. So if you find that your debt was sold, right, and it was legally sold in your state, right, what you're going to do is you're going to go on here and fill this out. And as you do your complaint, you see, public collection practices. See? Okay. Okay. Where's the actual document? Because sometimes calling is really decent. There was a woman who I helped, Rhonda, in Georgia, and she did exactly what I said. She just called the bureaus up themselves and told them about the statute of limitations, and they got deleted immediately, literally within 4 days. So it depends on your state. Again, going for a peace game, knowing your state's laws. And these are the first things that credit repair people, especially if they're saying it in the process business of educating you. This is what they should do. They should show you how to defend yourself. Like someone telling you that they want you to know how to defend yourself in a fight, but they never show you how to fight. They just tell you to call them. That's not knowing how to fight. And so what I'm showing you is how to fight. I don't have my credit report open in front of me. Forgive me, y'all. But you don't need it in front of me. I just told you what to do. You don't need to see mine. I don't need to see yours. You don't need to see my social. I don't need to see your social. That's it. Nobody needs to see your social. Stop giving away your social that quick. My bad. I'm on Facebook Live at the same time. Facebook Live. Shout out to YouTube Live. Stop giving out your social so quick. Stop giving out your credit report so quick. If you wonder where all of this damn credit theft and identity theft comes from, it's from people who keep giving out their damn information like it's nothing. Oh, another thing. CPN numbers are illegal. CPN numbers are illegal. Credit and financing are for business. When you're watching this video, repeat after me. Credit and financing are for business. Credit and financing are for business. You don't use your credit for some damn sneakers. Unless you are in the basketball league and you make money off it, it should be sponsored and giving you sneakers. You don't. You can finance a car, you can finance a laundromat. You can finance, and it better make money at least 5 times what you're spending on your financing amount. So your finance amount is $250 a month. You should be making at least $1,500. And that's right, for $1,250. Yeah, $250. So if you're not making that much money with your car or whatever the hell it is that you're financing for $250, then you should not be financing. Then it's a waste of money. You're spending money, and we're not in the business of spending money because spending money is not a tax deductible thing. Invest. All you're supposed to do is invest. The more you invest, the less you have to pay on taxes, and the more money you can make up the things that you invest in. And that's what the country wants. That's what the world wants. People to make more money. And we keep spending money. And so people, I saw a post earlier talking about black people, where did the money go? What happened to those billions of dollars? We spend it. We're not investing our money in ourselves. And so what you see here is me investing in everything I have. Someone told me $1,800 to build that wall right there. I said, I laughed at them. I said, $1,800 to build that wall. I can build it my damn self. Are you crazy? Invest. So why would I pay $1,800 to do that? Why would I give you $400 to clean my credit report? Why would I give you $75 just to even download my credit report and read it from me and counsel me? That's crazy. The information to understand your credit report is right there on Google, right there on the internet. So what you have to do is just take the same fingers that you're watching this with and just go on and press Windows T and go to Google and you look it up. It's not that difficult, all right? The only way we're going to get this black power going in our community is if we invoke it through education. The system has beat us through education. We have to beat it out of us through education. And we have to just keep tearing apart the multiple layers of ignorance. And in a country that's a capitalistic country, having ignorance of finance is detrimental. It's like not knowing how to swim and you live in the ocean. It's retarded. And it's systematic. We were put on an island and we don't have no boats, we don't have no water. We don't even know how to get the water out the damn ocean. And so we have to start working together. And anybody who's selling you it, they're not helping you. And that's just the reality. And find another hustle. Let me go to, I'm gonna get this one. All right, so 50 people have reacted. So let's see what $250 looks like. Typical car note times 12, $3,000 times 5 years. So $250 times 12 times 5 years, $15,000. So if you can get one bank to give you $15,000, you can get 5 banks. It's called rate shopping. And this is why you want to apply for multiple banks on the same day. There's a drastic difference from work and help as well as compensation. I definitely agree with you. Being compensated for your work is definitely needed. However, we are not going to be able to go very far if we're looking for us to consistently always get paid every single penny, every time we talk, every time we walk, every book we write. The productification of help is wrong. It's capitalistic. That's America. You know, making help a product is why the medical institutes are wrong. It's why the college institutes are wrong. You know, and I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it, but I'm paying my Wi-Fi because there's 2 sessions going on right now. And that's my business that pays for it. And it's tax deductible. And it's an investment. So I get taxed less. And going forward, it feels good knowing that I'm investing into my community and the Wi-Fi has the capabilities of handling all these computers. So why not do it? I understand what you're saying. The lights do have a bill. And so this is why people need to see exactly what the help is going to. And so when I tell people in my GoFundMe that my space that you're seeing here, this is about 1/2 of the space that I have here on the first floor. The other half is the photo studio film space. That photo studio film space and this space is combined $1,500 a month. Is it better to apply with a social credit card, with your social or your EIN? Depends on your credit score. Depends on where your credit rating for your business. Back to your contact. And you have to be able to assess what exactly you're paying for and how much it costs to actually help people with it. And so I can legitimately say $700 a month times 12 plus $100 a month in utilities is what it costs to be able to help this much people in Brownsville. And you can see it, and the structure is there. So when I ask for help from the community, it makes sense. It's not just unjustified and it's not unregulated. It is completely in congruence with the quantifiable outcomes that we're shooting for. We want to be able to help 100, 200 people a year with this specific program in this specific space. This is what it costs. And then from there, it's not gratification. It's what you're saying, compensation. Going forward, when you say apply for banks, does that mean put deposits as required by banks, or there's another way to join? Apply for your nose hairs. Get a nose, you got to shave a nose hairs and get my age. Applying for banks. I don't know if you mean credit cards or actual bank accounts. But what I suggest is depending on your credit profile, let's go into this. Pre-qualify. Pre-qualify Google. Google pre-qualify. Capital One. Boom. Find my card. See that? So what you want to do is look for this line right here. So if you don't have a lot of derogatory remarks, and let's say you had a bank loan and you had it paid off, or you paid payment for years, and you had one credit card for a little while, and you believe how much people actually had the same scenario, you should go bananas pre-qualifying, going for all these pre-qualifying accounts, because you may be able to get $3,000 to $5,000 real quick. There are tons of stores. Much of us Black folk do not deal with credit. If you go onto this website, Credit Board, so I'll ask you a simple question with that. Who's paying your bills if you advise people not to compensate you for your time? No, my studio gets compensated, but I agree with you, beloved. I understand that, but we have to make a line when compensation and investment meet, and there has to be a line, because if we're just every single penny we're trying to get, it's not gonna work. You know, we gotta get our community done. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna say it? And I understand my wife on the other side, my children, you know, the studios downstairs, and it's tons. For food and don't with honest conversation and succeed. Hold up, so he said it was paying someone's credit rating loses out in the community then states why that I pay here at the end of the year for free. The undervalued market of the service. Your free service has no value other than free, not true value, but it has no business as you're creating Black business. So there's enough money for everything kind of building a community that's help purchasing a home with credit. All right, so I don't fully grasp where you at, Netza, with that one. I think you're saying I'm undervaluing the community of people who do it. Yes. Yep, I am. They are taking advantage of people. Peace King, can you speak on purchasing a home with credit? Yes, if you can, purchase a home with credit as much as possible. Shout out to my YouTube watchers. Thank you for watching first time. I will be doing this in very soon. Peace to y'all.